Yeah, what's the deal with airline food?
Mari Crombo Weebs. My name is Cole. His name is Mike. His name is Jay. We like anime, and this is episode 215 of AniPro. And on this week's episode, we are reviewing the oft controversial anime known as Elfen Lied. Is it Elfen Lied or Elfen Lied?
I think it's Lied.
Is it Lied?
I think it's Lied, yeah, because it's a technically like a German word, I think.
It's a German.
It means like elf song in German. Old German.
Oh, okay. Mike's got all of the answers today.
I did a lot of looking into this one. I'll be honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Before we get into any of that, which is the review of Elfen Lied, we just ask, you leave a like, you subscribe. There's little buttons around somewhere. You'll find them. Just leave a like and subscribe. It's all we ask. It helps us get into the legendary YouTube algorithm, which is I've been told is important when you do YouTube videos and podcasting and stuff.
Yeah.
Mike, I noticed you're wearing a beautiful new Chicago Bulls hat. Not new,
just haven't worn it in front of you, I don't think.
Never.
But yes.
I've never seen that. What else is new with you, though?
What else is new with me? Just family's going through, we got sick around Christmas. Mm-hmm. And then we recovered through the New Year's.
That's great.
I'm glad that you guys... And here we are, another round of sickness going through us, because that's what it's like having a kid, guys. You're just either recovering or sick. There's no fully healthy. That's just the way it goes. But honestly, kind of what I've been doing is I've been playing a little game called Watch Stranger Things.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, and I thought that was kind of a topical thing to bring up with this episode. There's some connections between Elfen Lied and Stranger Things that we'll kind of get into later, but I've been watching through the last season that just kind of came out over the holidays there, because again, I have a child. I can't just watch. Like I remember at we had the New Year's Eve little baby get together for a couple hours there, and Nug Deep was like, "Well, you haven't just watched it all yet?" I'm like, I simply cannot. They're hour-long episodes, and there's 8 of them.
Yeah, well, just sit the baby down and watch. Just the baby can watch Vecna
rip people to shreds. Yeah,
twisting people's arms off and whatnot. So, are you finished it?
I have 2 or 3 more episodes to go, I think. The other thing too is I keep the time that I allot for that I would normally be watching that. I have to watch anime for this show or for this podcast, because it's we just did our big seasonal episodes, which are our big things. I treat them as big things, where I want to watch as much as I can to try. Yeah, you want to watch as much as you can so you can cover your bases and stuff. But Stranger Things. I don't know, how much of Stranger Things have you guys seen over your? I think Cole, you might have watched some of it, but Jay, I have no recollection of this.
I have seen none of it.
Okay, that's...
Do you have any interest in it at all?
Not really, no.
Honestly, go ahead.
Yeah, I know nothing about Stranger Things. I don't really, I don't want to say I don't care, because, I get it, but at the same time, it doesn't really interest me.
You didn't get sucked into the 80s nostalgia?
Not really. I mean, it's weird. That didn't suck me in. The Game of Thrones hype didn't suck me in.
Mm-hmm.
It just, it's just kind of one of those things. Outside, I'm watching from inside, watching people play outside through the window.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I didn't expect that answer, but I should have expected it, because Jay, in my mind, you've always been someone who sees the big hype train, and you're like, I'm on that other more exclusive train, actually.
It's not even like a I'll show you kind of thing. It's just
no.
Huh. All right. Well, anyway.
It's almost like the more interested other people are in it, the less interested you are. I feel like that's the thing.
I mean,
if it's the mass market, Jay's I'm looking for the hidden gems, not the big suckers out there,
Sometimes, I mean, I was big into the MCU when that was at the
that's
peak of its
true.
popularity, and that was like
the
big thing when Endgame came out.
That's true. Yeah. My thing with just to go back, Mike, you're correct. I've seen some of Stranger Things.
I'm gonna guess like the first season, maybe two.
First 2 seasons. The first season of Stranger Things is honestly like peak television, and I stand by that. I've said that since it came out. It is like just so good. And then season 2 came out, and it was not that good, and then I kind of fell off. So that's kind of where I'm at. But like the reason I'm
curious, what made you say that season 2 was so much worse?
It just didn't have that same juice, you know. It just didn't have it felt too contrived, where season 1 felt like just a solid standalone piece of television, which if it was just a standalone piece of television, or if they did what the rumors were when they announced a season 2 of Stranger Things, where it was going to be more of like an anthology series rather than like a complete narrative, I would have really liked that. Because I even like the ending of the first season of Stranger Things, where like it's kind of ambiguous and a little spoopy. I didn't need to know more. And like they kind of just over-explained everything. And then of course the infamous episode where Eleven runs away and goes to Chicago or whatever was a low point for, I think, a lot of people who watched the show. And it just didn't leave a very good taste in my mouth, where the first season just, even the first like 10 minutes of the first season is just so good, so peak.
I'm surprised, because I don't know. I genuinely have never heard this take before, that season 2 is weak, honestly. That's surprising to me.
Really?
But I don't really, I only see, the thing is, I haven't never like seeked out reviews or anything, or like the internet discourse on it. I just literally like, this is from what I've heard from people who watch it.
Yeah.
And I would say, if anything, maybe people fell off a little bit around season 3.
I think
what
it was
season is this, 4 or 5?
3.
Whenever they went to Russia.
That was 3, I think. And then season 4 was when people said like, oh, you gotta get back into it because it's good again. That's when they introduced like Vecna and stuff. Yeah, that was a big changing point.
But yeah, I don't know. I do agree with, like, honestly, it's funny because like the thing I alluded to is that like Elfen Lied, there's a thing where the people who made Stranger Things, the Duffer Brothers, kind of said like Elfen Lied inspired them a lot in a couple things with Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And like you can kind of see that going through. And I think it's kind of a funny comparison in a lot of ways, because like watching Stranger Things, like as I'm watching this, I'm like, oh, they kind of have both a lot of the same problems with like weird dialogue and like the plot having weird holes. And like, it's just like, it's funny because they're like the same little nugget of the same TV watching audience. I don't know what it is exactly. It felt really weird watching the finale of Stranger Things while also watching Elfen Lied like the day before, you know?
So I'm curious, just to stay on the Stranger Things path, this strange path full of strange things. Are you familiar with like the current dialogue around this most recent season of Stranger Things? Like,
I've seen like just what I've seen on like the memes, you know, that's how I get spoiling things about on memes, and lots of people memeing like the final battle of it looking like a PS2 game. Memeing there's like an episode where like Will goes around and spends an entire episode like confessing something. And it's just kind of like, it just feels out of place is what people are saying. It's like, this seems odd, but I'm assured by Nug Deep that it makes sense because it's like, it's crucial to the plot. And I'm like, what?
I mean,
I don't know.
Maybe.
Listen, it's a good example in my opinion. Just like, not everything you consume has to be perfect, you know?
No.
You can, yeah.
Have you heard the rumors about like the first season of Stranger Things wasn't actually like developed by the Duffer Brothers, but it was like their roommate or something who wrote the screenplay, and they like stole it from him?
I've never heard that before.
No. I did hear one conspiracy.
Is it a real thing or is that
Stranger Things though?
Go ahead.
What's that?
Well, not really a conspiracy, but Netflix apparently crashed a couple days ago because a ton of people thought that there was like a secret bonus episode that was releasing for season 5.
Yeah.
It well, that's kind of that's one of those things where it's like, man, you got to feel bad for the Duffer Brothers, because like, oh, we wrote this thing and like no one likes it, so everybody's hoping for that
just
it's
like
all a ruse.
That copium. Yeah. Just like huffing all that copium, hoping that there's more, when in reality, no.
There is more, isn't there? I thought there's like an animated series coming out.
Well,
what they said kind of ties into the ending.
I think this was it for the series proper, but there might be like some spin-offs and stuff like that. But the reason I bring up like that the first season was maybe not out of the minds exclusively of the Duffer Brothers, but maybe somebody else also contributed is
season 1 a huge or is season 2 beyond a huge departure from season 1?
It's not a huge departure. It's just a lack of, in my opinion, a lack of quality, like a departure in terms of quality. I would say like, that's my opinion. If people like it, by all means, I'm not going to say anything, but like, I think there's a noticeable drop in quality between season 1 and 2. And I always just assumed it was because they wrote it to be a standalone thing and Netflix came back and said like, oh, we need more. Which could be the case, but if there was another kind of person who helped contribute the ideas and they didn't have that person to help contribute ideas anymore, well, that kind of makes sense to me now that this has come out.
I'm looking at it. It says it was in 2019. This Charlie Kessler apparently claims that they stole the idea. Yeah. But apparently it was it never actually like. Well,
I don't know if it was.
It got dropped.
Yeah. The court case got dropped.
So
yeah.
Does season 1 end on like a definitive note, or is there like a?
No, it's pretty ambiguous. It ends in a way that, like, it could have. It could be set up for a sequel. Like, I wouldn't say that it ends on a definitive note, but like the way I recall it was like a big influence obviously were Stephen King books. And like sometimes they kind of end ambiguously.
That's fair. That's totally
so
fair.
That's how I thought of it. And it was like, ooh, nice. I kind of like the creepiness of the ending. And if it just moved on, or if it just stayed there, or if it moved on and Stranger Things became like an anthology series like the Halloween movies were supposed to be, before it just turned into Michael Myers killing everybody. Because don't forget, what was it? Halloween 3 is like a completely different thing. It has nothing to do with Michael Myers or anything. That would have been really cool. But they did what they did. And it is what it is.
It is what it is. And yeah, I think that's enough Stranger Things talk. I want to talk about the strangest thing of all, what's on Jay's mind.
Well, this is an anime podcast first and foremost, I believe. So
it used to be.
What more apropos discussion than to talk about anime? Because I've been watching a lot of seasonal anime, and there are a couple shows that I just want to talk about because they are either good or surprisingly good. And I'm not gonna go over too many, but there were two that I did want to discuss. And the first one was Sentenced to Be a Hero, because that was a hour-long premiere, essentially, and I mean, I raved about it during the preview because you know, it's by the Mushoku Tensei people. The light novel is, from what I can tell, pretty beloved, and just an interesting premise. And having watched the first episode, that first episode looks amazing visually. The concept is really cool. I like the world building. Very intrigued by who the main character is and what's going on with him. It's been getting a lot of hype online. I honestly feel like it's deserving of it, at least right now. Have you guys?
I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it. I've the only thing I've heard is people talking about it on our Discord. Come to our Discord. People kind of raving about it. yourself and some other people. And this was just a rare miss from me. You know, like I didn't think the show would be all of that, but apparently it is. So I'll be the bigger person, and I'll admit when I'm wrong, which is rare.
Sure.
But I'm curious. I am curious about it. I might eat crow and watch an episode of it.
I think you
just
should,
see,
honestly.
just to see what's
No,
going on.
you should. It's a good first episode, honestly.
Mm-hmm. And from what I've seen, like, yeah, it does look really, really nice.
Yeah.
The big thing that I've seen about that one is that people are like basically praising it for basically it's not really a good critique in my opinion, but they basically say it's Mushoku Tensei without any of the weird stuff and think it's so much better because it doesn't have any of the weird stuff. I'm not saying that's my take on it. I haven't seen it, but that's just what I've seen people saying. I think it's a completely different anime, to be honest with you, is my take.
I 100% agree. The only similarity is that like the character designs look like Mushoku Tensei characters.
It just looks like Mushoku Tensei.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a complete...
Which like that's fair.
And it's a fantasy story. That'll be the other one.
Yeah.
What else have you been watching though, Jay?
The other one I've been watching, I've been watching other shows, but this is the only other one I really wanted to talk about right now. If there were other, if listeners are interested in us talking about seasonal stuff beyond that, we can do that next week and beyond. But I'll keep it to this other one, and that's SHIBOYUGI, playing death games to put food on the table. This was another hour-long premiere, which like I completely forgot it was an hour long until like I was watching the episode and I checked the time bar and I was like, oh my god.
I've been here for an hour.
Yeah, but it was a very interesting premise with the death game stuff, and like I think that I can see like critiques of it being super edgy, but the thing that kind of blew me away was the direction overall. Just kind of reminded me of like classic Shaft with like Madoka Magica or Monogatari. And I mean, hey, if you're gonna give me that kind of direction for a death game show, I'm in. Give me more.
Yeah.
I remember being super interested in this one when we were doing the draft, and I was kind of like, when you took it, I was like, oh, I feel like it's going to be good, but I was just scared of it because I've been burned by shows just like this before. But it seems like you've picked a winner because everything I've seen has been pretty positive about that one too.
Yeah. I haven't like this is a rare miss from me.
Is it though?
Very rare miss. Like I'm not known to usually pass up on
wow, this is the first time I'm hearing you say this.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. You know, when I'm wrong, I admit I'm wrong. No, sometimes. It's another one of those shows where like I just the tin itself didn't appeal to me, but then people cracked the tin open and they're like, oh my god, I thought this would be
peeled or open.
I thought this would be disgusting spam, but it turns out it's a delicious full course meal in this can of food. And I will once again eat crow. And
Cole's feasting on crow right now. It's crazy.
I'll check this one out too because I'm curious. I'm curious. People seem to really be enjoying it, and universally, like people are like, I didn't think it would be as good as it is. Whereas I think with the first show you brought up, like people kind of anticipated it being a little bit better. This one, I think a lot of people were more like
surprised by.
Yes, more surprised by. Yeah. So I'm definitely curious about these ones for sure. Yeah.
Have you guys started watching any seasonal anime or still?
No.
No.
Yeah, I haven't. I've watched Elfen Lied, some Stranger Things, and I've been trying to like finish up some shows that are straggling on from the last season. Usually that's usually how I am at this point in like where we're like a week or so into the season. I just kind of like look at everybody else. Like Jay's posting in our Discord about the shows he's watching. I kind of like put my hand on the glass and look at you and say, "Oh, you look like you're having so much fun. You look like you're having so much fun."
Yeah,
I'll join you one day.
I also checked out a couple of different OPs. And the OP for You and I Are Polar Opposites is so good.
Yeah, it looks really good.
It looks
you,
good.
You posted that too. It looked awesome.
I need to watch. Maybe when we're done done this episode, I'll start the new season. But yeah, I haven't watched anything. Not for lack of effort or any. I don't know. I just haven't tried anything this season so far.
Cube in our Discord like looked into the OP after Jay posted it too, and like mentioned like it's directed by the guy who did the Apothecary Diaries and the Shoshimin OPs, like the most recent ones, and they're both bangers. So it's like, oh, no wonder this guy knows an OP. Okay,
this guy knows.
Kyohei Ishiguro is the name there. If you're curious, look at him up.
That guy.
You know, everyone's homie Kyohei. You know,
yeah.
But yeah, if there were any other anime that interested you guys at listening at home or on wherever, let us know. Maybe we'll talk about it in a future episode, or maybe we'll talk about it in our check-in later on this season. But until then, Cole, you're sitting there eagerly shaking to tell me and Mike and the rest of our listeners what's on your mind.
I have been waiting all week to sit you guys down in front of this computer and tell you unequivocally that I have absolutely nothing to tell you this week. This week has been a drag. It has been just a slog. Not anything bad.
Really?
No, nothing bad. Nothing bad. Just kind of like nothing. I'm kind of in that like that awkward period where like, you know, you're going on a trip soon and everything. And
that's true. Yeah.
I'm just in Hobbit mode. I'm not doing anything. I can't do anything. I don't want to do anything. I'm constantly looking.
You're saving the fun for when you go.
I'm constantly looking at my bank account to see if like, oh God, when is that mysterious huge charge going to come out of my bank account that like I completely forgot. Oh no, $1,000 was just taken out of my bank account for something.
Does that happen to you regularly?
No, it's never happened in my life, but this could be the first time, you know.
This would be the time, yeah.
This would be the time, you know, and I'm in that I don't know if you know this about me, you guys. I am a nervous person. I've been known to fly off in flights of fancy. In my head, I'm constantly thinking about what could possibly go wrong before I go on my trip. You know, like
like just some like high grade anxiety going on. Really.
No, it's unusual. You know, it's unusual. It's not something I usually do.
But I in this case, Cole, I think this is valid. Like this is a case where I would say like this is why anxiety exists, and this is why it's a thing because like it's always looked at like as a bad thing, but like honestly, some things should make you anxious, and traveling to the other side of the world should make you a little nervous. That's a pretty crazy big thing, you know. You're spending a ton of money. You're going to a very far away place all by yourself, well, with a buddy, but you know, like that's a big thing.
I kind of see two sides of the argument because on one side, I think like because anxiety does stem from fear, and fear is a good thing because it means that you're able to analyze something and avoid it if necessary. But on the other side, like the thing about anxiety is like it's like I always think to myself, am I able to deal? Like, can I do something about it? Yeah. Right. And if I say like if it's yes, well, don't worry because I can do something about it. And if the answer is no, well, don't worry because I can't do anything about it. So
see, but the thing is, Cole's worry about his bank account being drained by Russian mobsters. That there's nothing he can do about that. But it's also so incredibly unlikely that it's like, you know, I don't even know what to tell him on that one. I don't even know.
I will say, my Jay last week was able to meet his one of his New Year's resolutions, and we're very proud of him for that. I have the goal of meeting one of my New Year's resolutions on the plane to Japan. I bought a book. By Tom Phillips. And hold on, let me find you the name of the book because it's very thought-provoking.
You got halfway there. You bought something.
He bought a book. He's done that before, though, Jay, as you can see right behind him, kindly on the video.
Yeah. He doesn't know the name of the book, but he bought a book. He just walked into a bookstore and said, Perfect. Ring me up, please.
I ordered it. On Indigo, and I'm just trying to. I want to find you the name of the book because oh no, now I can't find it. No, I'm sorry.
What kind of book is it, Cole? While you scramble,
it's a nonfiction book. It's a nonfiction.
Okay,
book.
I do like a nonfiction. Like a nonfiction.
That's kind of what I figured, because like we talked about this initially, that I need I need a nonfiction. Those are the kind of books I like. Here it is. I found it. It's a book by Tom Phillips, who is a writer. I believe he's like the editor-in-chief for some fact-checking website or something like that. But the book is called Conspiracy: A History of Bollocks, Theories, and How Not to Fall for Them. So I'm looking forward to reading that. I did listen to a couple of his audiobooks, and again, he has very pithy titles. One of his books is called Humans: A Brief History of How We Fucked It All Up. And then I read another book by him called A Brief History of the End of the Fucking World, which I would recommend wholeheartedly. To
History of the fucking world.
History, the end of the fucking world, which is just kind of about how like we've always been, kind of related to what I'm talking about, being anxious. We've always been very anxious about like the apocalypse and stuff like that for thousands of years, and we're still here. We're still here, and we will continue to be here. Yeah, very interesting. Mike, you were typing. I can see you.
I'm looking it up. Yeah, I'm reading it here.
Okay,
looks interesting. It looks interesting. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I think again going back to like what you were saying about like people being scared of the end of the world and the end of times. It's just like if you were the caveman who was afraid that the things were going to eat you. Mm-hmm. You didn't get eaten probably. So that's why it like still like it just when I hear this stuff it like reminds me of like our caveman brain being like, oh yeah, there's a reason why we're scared of shit that we don't know what it is, because it saved our lives one time in the distant past, you know?
I think too, like the anxiety that we have now is because we don't have to be afraid of the lion in the bushes, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We have pretty.
Now we have misplaced anxiety.
So now we have misplaced anxiety about is there going to be a snowstorm on the day that I have to fly to Japan? Like, is that going to be something I got to worry about? You know?
How many connections do you have?
Just one.
Did you do the through Calgary flight?
Yeah. I think it was the same.
Okay, then you should. Yeah, you should be fine then, because like it's only if you have more than like a couple. Like if you have more than one connection, I'd start to worry. You know, but like you can get to if there's a snowstorm coming, you can get to Calgary in time. And how long is your layover in Calgary?
2 hours, an hour and 40 minutes or something like that.
Oh, that's you're good. You're golden. You're all G, baby. You're
everybody
G
keeps
money.
telling me the same thing, but what if a Russian mobster steals all my money? You know,
the bank will get it back for you.
Not in time, though. Not in time. Anyway, that's what's on my mind. Just general anxiety. Just general being terrified of.
Do you guys have like a anxiety? Like, so let's say you're in this moment. It's the morning of your flight, Cole. Mm-hmm. Or like you just picture yourself going on this big journey to the Orient here. Is the Orient still a term? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not that one. But anyway, some old timey logic slipped out there. But anyway, you're going on, it's big events happening. What's like your body's like stress response? Because for me, in this situation, the entire day until I'm on that plane, I feel like I got to poop my pants. That's how I feel. Like a mixture of kind of a little bit of like my stomach feels like I want to puke. Mm-hmm. I hope you're not eating supper, dear listener. It feels like I want to puke. And then like simultaneously, like it feels like my guts are like water, you know, like that's the feeling I carry through me whenever there's like a big major thing happening. Like I have a little bit for tomorrow because I kind of have like a important thing at work tomorrow.
Okay.
But like, it's not to the degree of this magnitude that Cole is going to be going through for the next couple of weeks here.
For sure that honestly, it's the lead up. The day of, I'll be fine.
Yeah, because then you're in business mode. It's going. There's nothing that you can do now.
Even if there's a snowstorm the day of, like, my immediate reaction to like issues right in front of me is usually like I won't say calm, but like it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Just letting it run me over, essentially.
I mean, that's kind of what you have to do in the moment, right?
Yeah, it's the before times. It's my mind getting if my mind has enough time to overthink, it will. But until if I don't have time to overthink, then I'm usually okay. What about you, Jay? Like, where would you put yourself on the spectrum?
I don't really have like a bodily reaction aside from maybe like like insomnia, but like
okay,
I feel like,
like you can't sleep the night before, kind of thing.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like that's just a natural thing because like your brain is just running a mile a minute, so
yeah,
can't sleep, which makes sense. But like nothing like irrational or like habitual.
You don't feel like you're about to poop your pants like Michael does?
No.
No, that's just a me thing, apparently. I don't know.
No, I get that too. I get that. Yeah. You know, it's a thing. It's a thing.
I'm glad it's a thing.
It's a thing. You guys, it's been
so fun. So fun being a human.
Yeah, it's been a minute since we dove into the mailbag. Do you guys want to take a quick dip with me?
Yeah, I'm always down for a dip.
You guys got a strip though. We're going in.
Ooh, skinny dip.
It's time for the mailbag.
It's mailbag time. If you got a mailbag question, you can send it to us over at our website, AniProPod.com/mailbag, or at our Discord. This one comes from our Discord. It's also a patron priority mailbag. Wee woo. Comes from Mogmog, who is quickly climbing the ranks in terms of mailbag questions. Kratos, just saying, someone's coming for your crown. Which anime would you like to see retold from the viewpoint of its antagonist or villain, Michael?
Oh, I get it first. Good.
You do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking I didn't have an answer for this. Then I remembered I was actually just thinking about this on my drive to work the other day, actually. I think an interesting perspective on an anime that's very well known that would... I think it'd be cool to tell a story from their perspective is One Piece. I'd like to see a story, like a side story set from the perspective of like the way it's supposed to be, quote unquote, where like the world government is the protagonist of the story, kind of, and like you follow like a character who is like, I don't know, an admiral or something like that. And I feel like we haven't got a lot of stories like that. Like there's some small ones that pop up from time to time, but for the most part, it's always like the rebellion or like pirates and stuff like that. You'll get like a little sprinkling of like backstory for characters that are in the Marines. But I think it'd be cool to follow like a Marine regiment trying to deal with like just kind of like low-level pirates in like the East Blue or something. I don't know. Jay, you're familiar with One Piece. Would you be interested in something like that?
Maybe. I feel like if they were going to do that, it would just be like a Kobe side arc. That's
like a good. That's
realistically
true.
That's probably what they would do. So it's.
I was hoping for more of like a smoker side arc or something like that, you know, or like just something like that. I don't know, or like going to the backstory of like who's like the blind admiral there. I don't remember his name.
Oh,
like there's a lot of like cool characters they could go into, or like just a story told from the perspective of Akinu or whatever, the fire guy. You know, like
Akainu.
Yeah, I feel like, well, I mean, he's not the most beloved character for a couple of reasons, but like one of those like high-ranking dudes where like you could very easily tell a story where like from his perspective he's the good guy and he's telling, like, you know, like in One Piece he's the villain. I'd just like to see it flipped. I'd like to see that flipped.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a story of of somebody in the government fighting against terrorists who are out to, yeah.
Because that's basically like the One Piece already is kind of the equivalent of this, where like it already is from like the quote unquote villain, the terrorist against the world government perspective, right? So
it's very Star Wars in that sense.
Yeah. Jay, did you have an answer for this one?
I did.
Looking at something there.
Yeah. My answer to this is from a series that I feel like just makes so much sense to make the antagonist the protagonist of the story, and that would be L from Death Note. And
yeah,
the story of Death
yeah.
Note just becomes like a mystery of who is Kira. And it's him trying to find Kira, and like there's just so many questions that elude him. The only thing that would be a big question mark on how to resolve this is, how do you introduce the Shinigami thing without it just being like a big Deus Ex Machina for the villain?
You'd almost have to like, yeah, that's a good one. You'd have to like just kind of show some effects of the Shinigami to like set it up beforehand. But yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Like, or like just like a crime procedural in the with Death Note going on or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that'd be cool. That's a good one, Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went out, I seeked this question out. I found it, I picked it out, I put it in the doc and everything.
So obviously you had an answer prepared, ready for this one.
Obviously I had an answer, and I lost it. Now I can't find it. That's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to just find, the one that I definitely had. I definitely had the answer. It's just now at this point I don't.
I could give you a second one while you continue to scramble if you want.
I
That
would
think would be
love
cool.
you to give me a second one while I try to remember.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool to see Evangelion from like more from the perspective of Nerve, less from the perspective of Shinji. Like do like a Misato or more of like a. I guess we sort of already got the Gendo backstory, but kind of, I just think like it'd be cool to tell a different story in Evangelion's world, or like maybe during the first impact,
Yeah, that would be an interesting.
There's a lot of meat on the bone with Evangelion, and I feel like they keep coming back to the same bone, and I feel like you could tell a story from. Well, I guess it's kind of hard to say. Like, is Gendo the villain? That's hard. Yeah.
Well, see,
I feel like I'm straying from the villain part of it because it's kind of morally gray.
A lot of the stuff I like, sometimes they don't have necessarily like a villain. Like a lot of times the antagonist of something is kind of the who's the character. Yeah, like who's the antagonist of Evangelion? Like it's, I guess, Gendo.
Gendo probably antagonist is a better word than villain, because villain like is mustache twirling in my mind, and antagonist kind of is the guy who like fights against what the main character is trying to do, the protagonist, right? But like a lot of the best stories don't really have that clear cut of a line, and that's what makes them good. So it's hard, especially when you watch a lot of slice of life stuff, because the antagonist is like anxiety. How do you have anxiety to be the main character of a story?
Yeah, that is my antagonist. I'm going to answer this question by not answering this question, completely not answering it.
Okay.
A show that's coming out this season is Chain Soldier. You guys are familiar with this show, obviously.
Yep.
I want to give kudos to this show because it does tell a lot of its story from the standpoint of the villains. And it was something I noticed while I was reading it. The antagonists of that story are almost as much of main characters as the protagonist team is. They're pretty likable. They're pretty fun. And that. So like, I guess what I'm trying to say is a lot of the stuff that I read and watch kind of already like make the antagonists and the protagonists share a lot of the screen time as it is. So I'm going to answer this question by saying I don't know.
Well, I think you kind of answered it. Like, I feel like Chain Soldier kind of does this a little bit, right? Like,
but like they already kind of do. Like they already kind of do.
I hear it. But okay.
I mean, I'll kind of answer it by saying Chain Soldier, I think has a good balance. I think, which is one of its strong points. One of its many strong points, in addition to its other strong points.
So you're not interested in the Frieza movie where he takes over a world and is just wildly racist and just kills people?
I like Frieza as a villain, but like he's a cartoony villain. Like I don't think I could handle like a whole thing about
That's
him.
True. They're kind of one note a lot of the time. So
I guess what you could do is tell the story of like how Frieza became like a little twerp, a little dingus. But like how long could that go on? Like you see him when he's a little kid and he's already like just
evil,
just little ass, just a little, you know, and
he gets to be Golden Frieza. You start yelling about monkeys and stuff, and it's like, ooh, boy, what are you doing?
Or like some of my other favorite, Gilgamesh would be cool. Like if you did a Fate story of him, like when he was actually like running. Where's the Gilgamesh from? Mesopotamia or whatever kingdom? Babylon. Him running Babylon or something like that.
Isn't there a Fate Babylonia?
Yeah, there is, but like, you know, like he's got to make like bad decisions, and then he slowly like loses himself to the corruption, and he becomes the cackling Gilgamesh by the end, which is just one of my favorite villains. I love Gilgamesh. He's a great.
So it's just Death Note.
It's just Death Note, yeah.
It's just Death Note.
I mean, Death Note and Code Geass, like they've kind of done the villains fall to villainy, you know?
Yeah.
Like how do you top that, right? It's tough. It's tough. Yeah. Well, I think that's it for our first half here, Mike and Jay.
It feels like it. It's in the air.
Yeah, I can feel it in the air. So you know what that means. Ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the Anime Protagonist Podcast, also known as AniPro. AniPro Podcast's famous question that we ask every week, just before we go into break. And then we leave you to think about it over the break. And then we ask for your answers after the break. We've still got to come up with a name for it.
Yeah, that's the working title, to be clear. Yeah. Like that whole thing Cole has written down as the working title in our document here. This week, I think I'm going to call it the trivia question of the week, the AniPro trivia question of the week, maybe. I think that'll be the short form of what you said for this week. But we'll see if we get it.
We'll work on it. We'll work on it.
We'll keep working on it. Jay's got some things cooking in the back in a big pot. It's like a witch's cauldron. They've got a big spoon and stuff.
How about just AniPro asks?
AniPro asks?
AniPro asks. Let's put that in the pot. Let's rotate that around. Okay, AniPro asks. This week for AniPro asks. It's related to Elfen Lied. Okay. And I'm trying something different here. It's a multiple choice. Okay. Or as I used to call it, multiple guess if you don't know the answer.
That's how I do it.
Right. So the species of superhumans in the show Elfen Lied is known as the Diclonius. Okay, you guys are familiar with the Diclonius?
I've heard that term before. I can't quite put my finger on where though.
2 clones, got it.
Diclonius, right? Jay's familiar with Latin, obviously. Is it actually in the real world? A Diclonius is a geometric term for a 2-sided polygon. B, a genus of duck-billed dinosaur. C, a rare genetic mutation in plants. Or D, a word that the author completely made up for this manga. All right. You've probably got your guesses. Think about it. Think about it a little through as we go into this like little break.
Hey YouTube viewer, I don't mean to interrupt you during a well-deserved break, but can you do me a real quick favor? You see that little button there? The one that looks like a thumbs up? Can you just click that? Just real quick. Yeah, great, thanks. Oh, and while you're down there, can you just hit subscribe? Yeah, like that, thanks. Oh, what's that? You're not on YouTube, but instead listening to the podcast on... And you want to join in on the fun? Well, if you want, why don't you leave a 5-star review? No matter how you're watching or listening, providing feedback to us helps AniPro grow so that more and more people can listen to us and our perfectly normal and not strange at all takes. And seeing as you're being so cool, why don't I let you in on a little secret? AniPro has a Discord server where you can talk to the hosts and other listeners about anime and other random topics about, like, I don't know, mayo on hot dogs and stuff. Anyway, thank you so much. What's that? You want to do even more? Oh my goodness, thank you. Well, AniPro has a Patreon where for a small donation you can get access to archived episodes and ad-free episodes. You can get episodes early and even get a monthly bonus episode. I think, yeah, that's it. Listen, I really appreciate you listening to this. I will now reward you with the second half of this episode. Honestly, welcome back. I just have something to say before Mike answers this question. The laugh emoji. What's up with that?
What's the deal with laughing emojis?
What's the deal with the laughing emoji?
I don't know. I'm nervous because I tried clicking the laughing emoji again to annoy Cole, and my Riverside here seems to be broken a little bit.
Okay. Well, that's unusual. That's so unlike Riverside to just like not work sometimes.
So just maybe we want to wait just to make sure it doesn't just quit on us.
The bed.
I'm confident in its ability to continue to record us, Mike. I think you should just answer the question. Oh, he's dead. He's gone. He's gone, Jay. He's gone.
He's gone. He's gone.
He's left us. He's left us.
That's it. Yep. It's just us now.
It's just like old times, Jay. It's just like old times.
Yeah. What's the deal with airline food?
What is the deal with airline food? Honestly, like I feel like airline food, sometimes gets a bad rap. Sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it's okay.
Speaking of what's the deal with airline food, I've been watching Seinfeld recently. It's on Netflix, I found out, and I completely forgot to talk about this.
Yeah,
I started watching Seinfeld. I'm like 5 episodes in, so like super early. But it's a funny show. It's a show about nothing.
That's the meme. That's the meme about Seinfeld.
I remember watching episode 1, and like the whole episode is just about Seinfeld and George just like discussing whether or not this girl's into him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the placement of the placement of his button.
Yeah.
Like Mike, welcome back. Welcome back.
Hi, I told you. I told you it was going to die on me.
No, it's fine. It's all good. We're still here. We were killing time. We were just talking about Seinfeld. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Do you have an answer to the question though?
Oh, okay. I didn't know if we were going to redo this, but no, we're going to keep this all in.
Oh,
okay.
No, we're keeping it. We're keeping it, man.
I'm sure that's great audio content.
The people come here, they want organic conversations between 3 idiots.
That's true. It's true.
That's what this became a conversation between 2 idiots.
What did you guys decide? What did you guys decide before Cole makes himself even more of an idiot? About the Diclonus.
I didn't.
I guess I'll read the question once more.
Yeah. Okay. Read the question.
The question once more is basically, what is in the real world a Diclonius? Is it a geometric term for a 2-sided polygon, a genus of duck-billed dinosaur, a rare genetic mutation in plants, or a completely made-up word by the author? What do you guys think? Jay, I'm sure you know this one because you are a man of science.
Yeah. It is B. It's a dinosaur.
He's right. By God damn it, he's done it again. He's done it again. And with so much vigor and enthusiasm, he just said, this is the answer.
I also wanted to answer the question.
I know you did. But what would your answer have been, Cole, if you had the chance?
My answer would have been, I also enjoyed dinosaurs when I was a kid, and it's B. I would have known this one, actually.
See, but now it doesn't sound like that's true at all. It sounds like you made that up.
I would have got this one. But, it is what it is.
It is what it is. That's fine.
Sometimes, it just, you try. You try sometimes, and the world just comes in and it just kicks you.
Just dismembers you.
Kicks you when you're down. But, So the answer was B. It's a duck-billed dinosaur.
Did you actually know this one?
I did know this one. Yeah, actually. I did.
He's so defeated.
I don't know. Maybe we should just restart the episode.
No, it's too late now. Welcome to the review. This is Annie. I'm going to take over now. I think I'm supposed to. It's been a while since we've done a review.
Yours.
Yeah. Basically, there's a few things that we're going to say before we get into this one. How we do our reviews here is we kind of just we sort of open off just kind of talking broadly about it, kind of give you a bit of a setup. We're going to try to keep it as spoiler free as possible. This is a tough one to be completely 100% spoiler free, I would say. So if you're like 1,000 million % averse to any kind of remotely spoilers, I would maybe watch the show before you listen to this, but we do a pretty good job, honestly, of talking broadly without getting too specific. Mm-hmm. It's because we've done this for 215 episodes, guys. And then we're going to kind of, we just structure it after that. We sort of talk about we have thoughts we've posed to each other where we kind of like, basically just prompts for discussion, and they're kind of grouped into buckets, and it usually leads to a pretty good discussion. But there's that's the first thing, is telling you how our reviews work. The second thing, there's 3 things in this one, is telling you that if you haven't watched Elfen Lied and you're particularly sensitive to triggering topics and source material and stuff like that, this one, it pretty much, like, I would give you a list of trigger warnings that Elfen Lied could give you, possibly, but literally the list is just all the trigger warnings, honestly. It has pretty much everything you can imagine for sensitive content.
Yeah,
so
like I would say trigger warning, essay,
every kind of violence you can think of,
cruelty to lots of people and lots of different creatures, I'll say. Yeah, the
particular one is animal violence, is like probably the most excruciating scene to watch in this one, I would say.
Yeah.
So
some trigger warnings, you know.
Essay stuff. It's a very dark anime. We'll put it that way. Yeah. And if you're not okay with that, you should know that before you check it out. And like I said, we're not going to get into the dirty little details of any of that in this, but like some references to it might come up. So I just wanted to kind of, we wanted to let you know before we talk about it. Mm-hmm. Now, for the third and most important thing we do before we talk about the anime as a trio, it falls on me, the one who selected this anime, to tell you, hey, what is this even about? Okay. What is this? It sounds pretty good, because you've said that it's going to trigger my every warning. It sounds pretty good. I'm interested now. Basically, Elfen Lied is kind of an infamous 2004 anime by mangaka Lin Otoma. Anyway, doesn't even matter. And basically, the premise here is that there is this mutation that's happened in Japan, and certain people are infected with it, and they become this thing called a diclonius, who is kind of like this like mutant of person who can like basically do superhuman things. I don't want to go too deep into it, but like they're able to like, it's essentially telepathy, kind of. It's kind of an easy way to think of it.
It's
not quite.
A bit more, yeah.
Yeah. And they just kind of have like very murderous tendencies. Mm-hmm. And so for that reason, they're kind of locked away. And one of them, named Lucy, like escapes her island, her prison, basically, in like the very beginning of the very first episode. And as she's escaping, she gets basically shot in the head, and then it causes amnesia. And then the rest of the anime is kind of the people are trying to recover her. She's trying to deal with not having all her memories in her head in order, and kind of like a lot of stuff ensues from that point on, honestly. And like it feels like I just told you the whole plot. Honestly, I didn't even remotely tell you the whole plot.
That's the setup. That's
the setup for it. Yeah. And it's a very interesting anime for a lot of reasons, but I'm curious what you guys thought of it when I selected this for us to review. Like, what were as soon as you heard the words Elfen Lied, which I think it's Lied. I don't think it's Lied. I'm pretty sure it's Lied. Like, what were your immediate thoughts when I suggested this one for review? And I'm going to throw it to the guy who I know was the only one of us that had seen it before. So, Cole, what did you think? Oh, did you think, oh God, not again? Or, yummy?
I didn't really know. I did watch this show before, and I remember thinking like, this show kind of gets a bad rap a little bit. Like, I think a lot of people kind of dunk on this show a little bit more than I initially thought was deserved. That said, the first time I did watch it, it was a long time ago. This was like when I was just a young weeblet before I became a weebman. Weebman?
The weebiest of men.
So I was interested to revisit it. I would say I didn't really have any negative feelings towards it. I didn't have any strong positive feelings. I was just I felt like it was about time that I revisited it. So yeah, I was looking forward to it. Yeah.
Okay. And Jay?
What about you, Jay?
So I've had this in my planned list for a while, mainly because like when I first got into anime, I just kind of like looked up like what popular anime are out there and just added them all to my anime list. And I kept putting it off because I kept hearing, oh, it's actually not as good as people keep saying it is. So I was like, okay. So I put it off and put it off and put it off. And then Mike nominated it for a review, and I was like, oh, okay. I guess it's finally time to figure out what all the controversies about, and that was the end of my thought on that. Pretty much just guess we're finally ending this.
Yeah,
it's time.
Yeah. Honestly, like that's so valid because that's essentially why I nominated it too. As it's just like, it's time. I need to know what this is about. Like it's been on my plan to watch for a long time too, because I think I saw someone mention somewhere like it's the most popular anime before, like there's nothing more popular on like AniList or Mal before this date, basically. Like it's wildly popular for whatever reason. And we're going to get into why that is, I think, at some point here.
I'm curious, like just as a sort of aside, like a lot of people would say this is like a must watch.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree with that? Or do you feel like that's kind of...
I would not tell anyone they must watch this anime just purely because of how graphic it is.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of...
But I would say,
I thought it
if
was
you're
kind
like
of
me...
a weird must watch that people...
Yeah.
I would say for the time, maybe, but like things have changed so much, and like anime has evolved so much that I don't know if it's grown with the times.
Yeah.
What do you think, Cole? Would you tell someone they must watch this as an anime fan? If you made a top 10 must watch anime video, would this be in it?
Short answer, no. No, it wouldn't be.
Long answer, no.
Long answer, no, with many O's. No, but not like more for the triggery reasons, I would say, than like the lack of quality, I would say. Like I feel like this is like it's a well done show, I would say. It's just kind of triggery, and I could see people being triggered by it. So
I sort of put this in a later thought that we had, but I'm just going to pull it up here because it kind of fits with what Cole's segued us into here. And it's my thought was, why is this show so influential and popular despite kind of being known as like edgy trash by a lot of people? And I think in my mind, after watching it, I feel like a lot of people would probably call this edgy trash. I think mostly because it was so popular and so like acclaimed back in the day. Like, gotta remember, this came out in 2004. Code Geass hadn't even come out. Like, Code Geass was years away when this aired. You know, like at the time, this was, honestly, it still is kind of a very unique anime. I can't think of anything quite like it, honestly. But like, I think it absolutely is incredibly edgy. Do I think it's trash? No, I don't think it is. But I think if someone wanted to rebel against the system a little bit, I think it's an easy one to take down, because it does have many, many flaws.
It's tough because like there's that thing that we like to say, like, I'm 14 and this is deep.
Yeah.
It is that in a certain sense, but also like it is hyper violence. This is that like quintessential anime hyper violent show. This feels like a early 90s OVA level of hyper violence, and
this show to me feels like that same kind of thing of like what people in the 80s would listen to rock music for. Like, this is the rebellion show, in the sense that like it's not like it's very on its sleeve with with its graphic nature, its subject matter and all that. And really at the time, like, what else was really that violent or dark?
It just reminds me of like, I think the callback to the 80s is a good take, Jay, because like it really does remind me of like how the 80s used to have these just like ultra gory, violent OVAs that would come out. And like that's kind of what anime used to be for a long time to a lot of people, was like, oh, it's that like weird, like violent cartoon your cousin had on like a VHS tape that they would pop in once in a while. It was like Ninja Scroll or something. And I think this is kind of like the another one in that genre where it's like a product of the time that we don't, and it's something that we don't have anymore. Like this doesn't exist anymore, this genre of anime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think it just, there's a lot of subject matter here too that really would turn someone off. And it I think it's just an easy target for someone to say it's just an overly edgy, overrated anime. You know, that just feels like an easy thing to say to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like,
do I think that's true? We'll get into that.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I think that's an easy thing to say.
Yeah. 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 I think we can leave
I
that.
think calling it edgy for its subject matter is an easy shot to make. But I think its problems lie elsewhere.
Yeah. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think that's true, Jay. Honestly. Some other relevant kind of interesting information to bring up is that like this is inspired by Akira, again to Jay's 80s callback for anime there. Akira is a very 80s property, both like the manga and the anime movie. Cool fact that we kind of alluded to in the first half too is that the Duffer Brothers, among their quote unquote inspirations that Cole brought up as well, Elfen Lied is honestly like very clearly inspiration for the character 11, honestly, in my mind. And honestly, like when I looked into the poem that it's based on, which is called Elfen Lied from the 1800s, the number 11 actually is like significant in the poem. And so is the number 12, like the clock striking 12 is significant in the poem too. So I was like,
that's why it strikes 12 at the end. I'll say the Stranger Things comparisons are really only surface level. Like I don't find the connection between Lucy and 11 very compelling. Like Lucy is a violent individual, whereas 11 never really was. Like their similarities begin and end with they were both in a lab and they escaped the lab. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I would say too. I think it's very much like they saw this character, they thought the concept was kind of like the concept, broad strokes, was cool. And then they just incorporated that
concept of it. Yeah. Where it's like this secret lab out in the outskirts of town is doing this weird, shady shit. And
on like these girls. And it just, that's kind of how I feel about it. It's hard for, like, sorry, Jake, like you haven't watched Stranger Things, but like it's kind of the same concept with a very different outcome, I would say.
I would say if
it goes completely different.
If you want to continue the Stranger Things thing, I would say Vecna would be more of a comparison to Lucy than 11 is.
Actually, that's a good point, because I wonder if Vecna actually, I wonder if that was a thought in their heads when they made Vecna. Because actually, Vecna is very much more Lucy than 11 is.
I would say like Nana would be more 11.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, we're kind of getting.
I mean, her name is also 7, and
this guy. For context, Nana is 7.
It even said that in the subtitles I watched.
Yeah.
Like,
did it really? That's
7.
funny. Yeah. That's crazy. Another cool fact about it, it's OP features like these like very like they're paintings essentially like redone by this like 1800s German. There's lots of 1800s German stuff in this one for some reason, because Japan loves Germany.
It was that mid 2000s Japan obsession with German culture.
It's still around. It's still a thing. It's cool. It's a cool OP, I would say. Check it out. It's iconic.
It's iconic, I would say. Yeah. It's nothing. If you like slow scrolling shots of nude girls, you're gonna love this OP.
Nude teenage girls.
I think
the thing about this OP is it's unique and it sets the tone of the show. And I think for that it does a good job of it. And it being unique also does a good job, because if it were just like a generic J-pop song, I don't know if the if the tone would be set in the same way. So
It's
applaud it.
very like
You can,
it's very real world live action OPE
Yeah.
and not very anime. It's not an anime OP. It's an
I
OP.
will say though,
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was
you
going
and
to say
I
though,
think
the
we're going to go to the
ED
same place.
the ED is the complete opposite with like this weird bubblegum rock thing that
Yeah.
like really took me out of what
Yeah.
was going on, because like it
didn't
would
like-
be like this very
yeah.
dramatic scene and then cut to like the most mid 2000s bubblegum
That
pop
was
song I have
that was
ever
the early
heard.
2000s creeping in for sure.
Yeah,
'Cause it
very
was
very weird choice. Because the OP, like,
very
I-
Avril Lavigne.
I think the OP iconic, very visually stunning, like very arresting. I would say visually arresting.
That's a good word.
Like I skipped it because like how many times do I need to watch?
What is
essentially
it's one you
a
definitely watch the
vignette.
first time. Yeah, each binge sesh.
But
Yeah.
I would watch it. The ED though had nothing going for it. Again, unless
No.
you like a picture of a naked girl.
Lots of nudity,
slowly
gratuitous
zooming in
nudity this one.
on her face.
But that's
Yeah.
literally all the ED is, and this
Yeah.
bubblegum pop thing
Yeah.
that just doesn't
Yeah.
feel like it
Yeah.
fits at all.
I feel like bubblegum
No.
pop. It's like grunge bubblegum pop. It's like a
Yeah.
bubblegum pop that got spit and left out on the sidewalk. Is what I'd call
Post-punk
it.
pop, yeah.
Yeah,
Avril Lavigne,
But,
like you said.
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely skippable. The last thing I'll throw out there as cool facts about this show that you guys can react to is that it's directed by a guy named Mamoru Kanbei, who also directed titles such as J, the Shoshimin series,
Ooh.
Cole, Cardcaptor Sakura,
Oh,
and Promised Neverland are like literally the only three things he's directed other than this, I just thought that was like kind of like a crazy, like the
It's-
range in those three titles is kind of insane to me.
it's interesting because like I can see some Cardcaptor Sakura in this. Obviously not with the hyper violence in it, but like it's got that same je ne sais quoi. I'll say like it's got that same
Vibe.
vibe to it. Yeah, just
There's a
the
taste
look of
to
it.
it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. A flavor. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same spices. Yeah.
Do you see any of that reminiscent? Because I feel like Promised Neverland is a pretty true story, like adaptation of like the manga. It's like kind of 1-to-1. But I feel like
season
Shoshimin.
1 is at least.
Season 1
2
is. Let's be clear. Season 2 doesn't exist. Shoshimin, Jay. Do you think that's an interesting comparison?
I mean, comparison. It's very clear that he has evolved as a director since Elfen Lied. When
I
we
think
watch
he
his
still
show.
had. You can see the artisticness of him in this,
Yes,
but yeah,
yes,
definitely
but
not to that.
It's
that
very
degree.
clear that he's grown as a creative director.
Yeah.
With Shoshimin compared to this one.
You almost wish he did more things in between because I could, like as a director. But
I'd like to see
yeah, I
more
said the word.
from him as a
Yeah.
director. Yeah.
I said the word comparisons. Therefore, we're in the comparisons.
Oh,
And Cole, do you have anything you could possibly compare this ultra violent edge fest to? We're gonna be edging a lot today.
I'm
just so
gonna
you know.
I'm gonna compare it to another famous. I wouldn't call it ultra violent, but definitely edge fest. Would be Mirai Nikki, Future Diary. Very comparable, I would say. Just in the sense that they've got some like cool stuff on the surface, but then maybe when you start to think about it a little bit more, maybe it's not that deep, but it's still kind of cool. It's still kind of entertaining and fun fun is a weird thing to say about it, but it's got its problems. It's got its cool stuff. Visually very similar, similar characters as well. So yeah, that would be like my immediate one that I thought of. JD got one? No.
I do. I actually have two, but one I kind of want to save for my final thoughts, just because it doesn't really spoil anything, but it spoils my thoughts on the show.
Okay.
So I'm gonna save that one for the end, and I'm gonna start here with Tokyo Ghoul. I feel like there's a similar thematic idea between the two, with the Diclonius and the ghouls. They kind of have like this similar vibe going on. But the execution of it all is a little bit different, even though they might both be a little bit edgy in how they're portrayed and all that.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. And for me, I kind of mentioned Stranger Things quite a few times this episode. But So I feel like that's kind of an obvious one, even though we kind of discussed like it's not really the material, like there's surface level comparisons between the two, but I think I'd go with Evangelion just because like it's kind of the time, it's of the period that this came out, so you kind of get that like vibe. But it's also, Jay, what are you going to say? You're bursting. What do you got?
I was just going to say, I am so glad that you brought up Evangelion, because there's something I want to say that is going to be brought up in a point later, I think, that I compared mentally to Evangelion in my mind, but it's not the one that I alluded to with my recommendation, just something else.
Okay. Something else. I think it has a lot of like Cole, your famous take is that you always consider Evangelion like a horror. It's like adjacent to a horror. And this is also kind of a horror as well.
This one wears its horror element.
This is definitely a horror, but yeah, but I think it has a lot of the same like vibes, honestly, to Evangelion. It's just Evangelion's a little more like it's slower in the way it horrifies you, is what I would say. Whereas this horrifies you with like ridiculous gore and like extreme. It's like if you took the subject matter of Evangelion and turned the knob to 25 instead of 11, you know, like it really deals with some really gnarly stuff. And I think Evangelion does as well. And honestly, Evangelion has some pretty gory scenes as well too. And like really messed up concepts that I think it provides that same level of like horror in both psychological and physical sense. Yeah. So yeah.
Less angry German girls though.
Less angry German girls. Still had lots of waifus in it.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. And kind of like cool cinematic stuff at times, I would say, as well. Like the directorial nature of it is kind of cool.
I did want to say, like, I thought Mamoru Kanbei, the director, we mentioned him. Like, I thought he did a good job. But we'll talk about that kind of more in the visuals. So
yeah. And it's kind of cool because it actually changed quite a bit from the manga, which is never usually well received, but in this case it seems to have been. But anyway, let's go into the characters now. Sure. And first up is a point here. Talking about our main character here, Lucy. And I would say she is the main character, in my opinion. I think almost everyone else, in my opinion, is kind of a side character. And that's maybe my hot take I want to share quickly before I get into the point.
Yeah. It's I think she's the most developed character. Like, I don't mean physically. I mean, in a mental, like they put the most time into Lucy's like thoughts and motivations and everything.
Yeah, her and that one random dude who wanted to kill her had the most character development in this story. I would say
the military gunman,
the military goon. Yeah,
that guy who just kept
getting blown up.
Yeah.
He had a lot of character development for
not
honestly.
Really,
like,
I wouldn't call it character development.
Yeah,
he was just always mad at everybody.
He just kept coming back.
He just kept coming back for more.
No, he wanted to kill absolutely everyone and everything, and by the end, he only wanted to kill certain people.
Oh, you're right. Yes,
right?
He's growing.
Yeah,
he's growing.
Yeah, he was half the man he was before.
Literally and
pun intended. Yeah, literally. Yeah. I didn't mean mentally. I meant literally, like he lost a lot of limbs and stuff. Yeah. Anyway, Lucy, our protagonist, maybe kills innocent people, but has a tragic backstory, right? It's a classic trope of does bad things, but has reasons for it, kind of. Do you guys root for her? Is she irredeemable? What do you think of her as a protagonist, basically? I want to get to. Cole, you sigh so widely there, so I'm going to throw it to Jay first.
Okay, good.
I honestly, in terms of like how I felt regarding her situation, I was rather apathetic toward her, because like from jump, I just kind of felt like there's no way she gets a happy ending. It just kind of felt like, you know, the result of her actions, as well as just the circumstances surrounding her, just led to she's getting a bad ending. So it didn't really matter what she did. I kind of knew that she was going to die, and I mean, found my peace with it.
How could you possibly make a character like this? Whether, like, I am. Listen, I'm a bleeding heart liberal. You know, I'm a fool. You know, I always believe in redemption. But the things that she did, despite her sad backstory, kind of make it very difficult to come up with a way of redemption.
Yeah.
So
I think that's what kind of makes her an interesting like character as the protagonist, kind of. Like,
I mean, it's a good argument to call her the protagonist. I mean, the story revolves around her. Like, the story is her story. Like,
it really
is.
is.
You think of the main guy being the protagonist, but like, what does he really do?
And I think that probably throws people for a loop because he doesn't really do anything. And I really think what's his name? Kane is his sister.
His
Kota.
His main role in the story is to be a tragic backstory, a part of her tragic backstory. So there can be that one person that makes her see that humans aren't all bad.
Yeah.
That's his role in the story.
But like, I feel like another story like this would have just had the whole story very obviously told from Lucy's perspective, you know?
Yeah. I think the reason for that is because if they did that, the author was worried that people would think it's too girly or something, and needed some kind of draw for the male audience to come into. So he made it a romance, and now she's in love with him, and he's the guy that.
I usually don't like that trope, but in this case, I didn't mind it in this specific instance. But I will say I did see
motivation.
Yeah, right? She had a motivating. Yeah, I did see that he initially, when he was writing this, he wanted to write a harem story.
He did.
And they basically said, like, because he was inspired by Love Hina at the time.
Okay.
And then someone said, there's so many harems out there, make something different. And then he made this. Which is, I mean, really, it is still a harem, but like
it is a harem.
Boy, is it different.
Yeah. It's
it's just a crazy anime for so many reasons.
The characters, like, I'm glad that we're into this part first.
Yeah.
Like,
Cole, your point here was, what do we think of the characters' motivations? And you're just dying to get into that.
The characters in this anime is the weakest point of this anime. Other than Lucy, I think Lucy is compelling.
And Nana a little bit. And maybe the dad, kind of.
I mean, like, everybody.
Not really.
The reason I bring up motivations, like, what do people want in this story?
It's not even that. It's like, what situations are put in their position to make them, like, to give them a motivation. Like, there isn't really much that, like, they have to do to make them want to do something.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Like, who's the other girl? The cousin. Which, by the way, what's up with the cousin thing? What's up with cousins?
I don't know what was going on there. When they revealed that was his cousin, I was kind of like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yuka.
What?
Yuka. Yeah. Like, what is Yuka's motivation?
She wants to be with Kota.
She just wants
She wants to be in a romantic relationship with Kota.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the same motivation, Cole, that like the characters of girlfriend have. Like, it's just they want to be with the main protagonist.
It's a comedy.
Yeah,
this is supposed to be like a psychological thriller where no one wants to do anything other than fuck each other.
And so that's kind of where I drew comparisons with Evangelion. I alluded to this earlier. At least with Shinji in Evangelion, like, there was stuff happening around him that, like, he didn't want to do, so he was rejecting that. With Kota, like, there was nothing that happened that, like, made him go, like, no, I don't want to get involved. He just, like, wasn't involved and had no agency in that story.
Yeah, most of the people in that house are kind of like, honestly, they felt real weird to, like, what was going on. Like, it just kind of...
They were mostly irrelevant to the plot.
Kind of. Yeah, I'd say kind of. Like, definitely the cousin, really, like, I don't know what purpose she served, to be honest with you. Really?
Yeah.
Than just...
Well, no, she did serve a purpose. Her purpose is to be the one girl that Lucy would find out that Kota was lying, so then she would get mad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, her purpose is to just overhear Kota and Lucy being affectionate with each other and storming off crying.
Yeah, which is the worst part. Well, honestly, genuinely the worst part of the anime for me. Yeah. Other than, like, some pretty graphic scenes that were, like, tough to watch, but, like...
Most of the characters are kind of just, like, plot devices for Lucy.
Yeah.
Really?
Pretty well, yeah. I will say I did find I mentioned this already a little bit, and I found the other most compelling character for like story wise was the dad lab scientist dude. I don't know what his name is. Guy with the glasses.
Yeah, Papa. Let's call him Papa.
Papa.
Which
there
again,
you go.
another
Stranger Things.
Yeah,
the guy.
11. Nana.
Yeah.
Kurama.
Kurama. There you go.
Yeah.
I found him compelling. I don't want to say like he's interesting. And I would say that he undeniably has a motivation, Cole.
There is stuff here that I just, if somebody was a stronger writer, could have done more with it, because you could have done cool stuff with him, and just the way that stuff gets revealed in this is very
Yeah.
Let's explain nothing until like there's a 3-episode part late in the season where everything gets explained all at once.
Yes, that, and also the part, and also just the fact that like everyone has amnesia or some kind of mental block that stops them from revealing it. But okay. Legitimately, the only reason stuff wasn't revealed was because the author didn't think that we were ready to hear what was going on. So he had to come up with some reason to stop us from finding out.
How many times does Lucy get bonked in the head to just like...
I hate amnesia.
It's like, I'm on, I'm
device,
off. Honestly. I'm on, I'm off.
Because it also doesn't really work that way.
No.
So it's it's stupid. It's stupid.
Of course it doesn't.
Yeah.
I just want to say, just with regards to the Lucy thing, again, like her being a cool, compelling character, one of the only cool and compelling characters in this show.
Yeah.
The opening scene of this anime as well is cool. Very
yes.
cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. Because it feels a lot like the Darth Vader Hall scene from Rogue One, and like it's a great hook because it makes you go, oh, this is really cool. What's gonna happen next, or what's going on here?
Who's this guy opening up the door? We do find out who that is, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah. It's cool, and it kind of subverts your expectations. And I think a lot of this anime is kind of about subverting your expectations a little bit, because like it opens on this very like, oh, classy. There's Latin chanting. There's choruses of chanting, and there's artwork depicting the female nude form. Oh, and by the way, we're going to rip apart people until they're like literally shreds of human on the ground in the opening scene. It's like, oh my God, I didn't see that coming at all.
Yeah.
I think that's part of kind of the appeal of this one, is that it really kind of like, it takes these like bubbly characters with like this weird like harem setup, and then just like thrusts all these insane, edgy, crazy themes into it, that it just sort of like, honestly, like I had a hard time not watching it, like, because it's just like you're on like this crazy train. That's the only thing I could think of, is like, I'm on this crazy train. I'm on a rushing rapids. I'm going.
I don't particularly like the other people on this train. I want to see where we're going. I want to see where we're going on this train.
Yeah. And I don't want to. I feel like we've addressed this a little bit, but Jay, I want to give your point the full treatment here. Did you feel that all the characters were necessary to the story? I feel like we've named a few that weren't, and there's quite a few that honestly are not. Especially like we said, the cousin was definitely not.
Cousin wasn't. And it's too bad, because like she's the best designed character. She's got the short hair, you know.
I don't agree with that.
I feel like the soldier guy, like we didn't need that side arc. I
enjoyed his arc, to be honest with you.
I would have liked the soldier guy more if he died. And that
he should have died.
He should have died, because it would have been more cathartic. You know, he's an asshole. I would have liked to see his comeuppance. But he just keeps coming back. He just keeps coming back.
He keeps coming back for more. And like, I just kept like, I thought when they first sent him out, because like they build him up as this like, oh, he's this ruthless killer who's just gonna like we're sending him out because he's this guy who will do any task to get his kill. And I thought like, oh, he's getting it. He's like getting absolutely mangled. And then she like lets him live, and I'm like, well, that was unsatisfying.
Yeah, unsatisfying. And then on the flip side, if you're going to let him live, you have to give him a redemption,
or something to do.
You could, yes, or make him something. Like the alternative, if you make this evil person live, is you make him a redeemed person by the end of it. By the end of this, he's not. He's the same person minus limbs.
See, I don't agree with that either 100%. Like, at the beginning, he would have, like, there's a character that saves him after he's been almost killed. And I feel like him that landed on that, when he came to this, was it first introduced in this show, I feel like he would have killed her without even a second thought. And I think he sort of has a bit, like, listen, I'm not saying he's like an incredibly well-written character, but I'd say to say that he has no plot development and nothing happened to him and doesn't change at all by the end of the story is just not true. I think he does. I think he realizes that he's not as infallible as he was before, but he is still an absolute jerk. Don't get me wrong. But I do think he has some development, is what I would say. I'd push back a little to say that he's like this. He's literally the same person at the beginning and the end, because I don't think that's true.
Well, I do.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's why I kind of thought this would be a good one, is because I think the whole nature of Elfen Lied is that it's so polarizing. It's so polarizing. And I think that makes for a good review, is having people have different takes on things.
I would say, with regards to this question, do the characters feel necessary? I don't feel like he is an unnecessary character in the same way that the cousin is. That if we want to talk about non-human characters, the dog that lives with them, what's its name? Jacob or whatever. Is its real
whatever
name?
It was, yeah.
Wonka?
That's
Wonka
right.
Or whatever?
Wonka, yeah.
Yeah. Like, what was the point of the dog other than just to have the dog get taken away at some point?
What was really the point of the girl who had the dog too, really?
I mean, other than shock value? Like,
yeah, she was
her
basically
just
for
having,
shock
like,
value.
The shock value of her
backstory.
I completely forgot about like how she saw like a whole, like she was a witness to one of these things, and like it could have been like a part or a trail to like finding out what's going on, and she just goes, "No, I must have been imagining things," and then drops it for like 2 episodes or something.
Yeah. It's very, everybody just kind of, nobody trusts their own mind in this show either.
I mean, no,
like,
kind of for good reason a little bit.
I mean,
they're all pretty psychologically scarred.
Yeah, but don't give them the excuse, Mike. Don't give them
I will give excuses.
I would even honestly go as far to say Kota didn't really matter to the story. Like, get rid of him, and like, how much really changes?
I don't agree with that. I think he could have been dead during the telling of this story, and it would have also played out. Like, if it was told from this perspective of Lucy and Kota's just a memory.
I think,
but he is still in like the present day in the story.
Yeah,
and
I know.
I think
but
if you got rid of that portion.
Yeah.
I know that they wanted to write this story as a harem. I get that. I understand. None of the other people in this harem matter at all,
including the main character.
But they're not.
No, like, you.
I want to be clear. They're also not a harem.
You could just condense all of the harem characters into the main character and just have him being this person who found this lost girl, and he's taking care of her and feels like he needs to protect her.
Mm-hmm.
But instead you have all of these other people orbiting around, but like nobody's really doing anything, or the characters are split up too much, where I think, like, if you just condensed all of those people into one person, it would have worked a lot better. Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
And it's, at the end of the day, it is super messy. And I think this is a good segue into our next point here, because I feel like we've kind of said all there is to say about the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously not, because I feel like we could talk for hours and hours, but
don't worry.
Just simply must move on.
We've said basically what we need to say. Don't worry.
We don't like.
You've said what you got it out.
Like,
you got it out. There's not many characters to like in this one, to be honest with you. Lucy's cool.
Lucy's cool.
Yeah. Wouldn't want to hang out with her. And more on the productions and like visual side. Would the violence? Do you think the violence is like enhanced by the art style? Because the art style is like very like early 2000s like kawaii moe style cuteness, I would say. Kind of in the vein of like how like Higurashi When They Cry is, with like these very cute characters that kind of disarms you a little bit, I feel.
Little moe.
And I think it kind of, the intent was to basically have, hey, look, this is very cute. You don't see the violence coming. And do you guys think it would have been good if they were just a little more mature and less bubbly? Like the girl had if Lucy had jet black hair and was, I don't know, like looked more like the character. I think it still would have
worked. I think it still would have worked. Yeah. It is definitely a choice that they made, and I think it works. But I don't think, like, the violence in this is so unrealistic anyway. The art style that you would have chosen wouldn't have made a difference in terms of that, like, dichotomy, right?
Yeah.
Whether they were realistic looking or moe blobs, the moe blob getting torn to bits would look the same as a puddle of blood and guts on the ground as a realistic person, as a pile of blood and guts on the ground. The violence is shocking enough in and of itself that I don't think it requires it, but I don't think it takes away from it either. Like, I feel like it was a choice that was made and it was fine. Yeah. In my opinion.
Okay.
I think at the same time, on the other side of the coin, if the violence was toned down, and like been censored more, I feel like that would have been the part that makes it less shocking. Just because like the fact that it's so over the top with its violence really shows that they leaned into that. Whereas if they censored it or like just like did like the classic like white streak over the nudity or like the like black dots over where the arm, like the arms are cut off, that would feel more edgy to me, because that would feel like we're trying to be graphic, but also we know that the people watching,
we're also kind of scared
around 13.
Yeah, we don't really want to upset anybody, but we're gonna do something. We're gonna try to be a little edgy. That's a good take, actually. I think.
Yeah. Actually, that is. I like that.
So I feel like in that sense, when people say like, oh, this is so edgy, I kind of push back on it a little there, just because like at least it's not at least it's not holding back.
Yeah. And I think when people say it's edgy, it's almost like they're just saying that because that's what people say about things now. What I think they really are trying to say is that it's so extreme.
Yeah.
It's not really edgy, honestly. It's just very extreme in everything it does.
Yeah, you know? Edgy would be like, look at how far I can take it with, but like still, I don't know.
You'd have more of a brooding protagonist.
Like if Kota were like always brooding and like he was always upset because of the past that happened to him, but like he wouldn't talk about it. And then there was this girl that was like throwing herself at him and he was just like, no, gross, or like whatever.
Yeah.
I don't deserve this. You don't.
Yeah. But by having him kind of just be this like kind of essentially a harem protagonist where he like kind of doesn't have a ton going for him and he's just kind of pretty positive throughout the whole thing. Like I feel like that kind of he's kind of just a nice guy. I feel like that sort of amplifies it, I think. And I think honestly, the thing that really, with the art style they chose for this, that really kind of probably sealed the deal for its popularity and infamy, I think, is just because the character designs of particularly the Diclonius are just, they're kind of iconic. Like they're kind of there's a cool character design that I think that when you see the poster of Lucy that everyone's seen of her standing there with her half of mask, which why are they naked? Why do they have a mask? I never got that. Never understood that. Why do they need masks? But they're naked ever. Why do they need to be naked?
Also, the mask only appears like at the beginning of the show and then never again.
Yeah. And also, she's the only one who wears that mask.
Yeah, and the other one has bandages on her.
Cool mask.
Cool mask.
No. Cool.
Rule of cool. Rule of cool, guys.
It looks cool.
It looks cool.
But yeah, since we've found a weird plot hole. There's many of them. Cole, you have a plot thought here, and it's does everyone getting these fancy new high tech futuristic limbs kind of just like, because people lose limbs like constantly in this, and somehow they have this like incredible what do you call it? Not prosthetics. They have this like incredible prosthetic technology where it's like completely indistinguishable from a normal limb. And like, does it kind of detract the fact that they can just basically get new limbs that are just as good as the old one?
I guess.
And I feel like the second part of your question here is a separate thought. So I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave that for a second.
The first part of this is a joke. Does everyone getting high tech limbs make the loss of the limbs pointless? What my real point is this show just gory for gory's sake? Because
Yes.
if people... Yes. If people actually lost limbs and there were repercussions from it, then at least like there'd be a point to the loss of limbs. But people have limbs cut off, people have limbs crushed and twisted and whatnot, and then the next scene they're in a hospital getting Luke Skywalker's hand affixed to them. Kind of makes the violence sometimes pointless. Like
I kind of laughed at the
ahead.
prosthetic because like when one of them had their limbs like coming off and on, it would make like a pop sound, like a.
It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny too. Yeah.
But see, here's the thing too. Here's the thing. Not to, let me get on my. Okay.
Get on your.
So they have these high tech limbs that they give to the super soldier, right? But then later on in the series, the limbs that are given to one of the other characters who has the ability to control the limbs via other methods, I think those are just prosthetic limbs without any technology in them. And she just controls them using her...
I kind of think so too. It was never really...
That's what she said. She said that's how it works.
Yeah,
so,
using her vectors.
Like, again, I think the whole point of her losing her limbs was to just have the image of a little girl with all of her limbs gone. I think that was the point, because isn't that a shocking image? Like I just don't a lot of this stuff is just gory and edgy for gory and edgy sake sometimes, just to make you go whoa, isn't that
shock
crazy?
Value, right?
I can't believe they did that.
I think you're right. The part that kind of confuses me is that you're like surprised by that, because I feel like that's almost the whole point of this anime, is just to be like some shock and awe, like to blast you with some crazy things that you like weren't expecting. And I feel like that's how things used to be at the time when this came out. Like that's when you watch like an 80s OVA, that's like literally what they're trying to do. They're trying to be like, look at this crazy thing that you didn't expect to see.
Yeah, I guess the thing is
that's how I felt
OVA
when I watched it.
Or Ninja Scroll, for example. Like that's a movie. It's a standalone thing. I think this thing is trying to do that over the course of a 13 episode anime, and it just kind of it goes from being shocking to being comical, I think, sometimes.
I think I'm kind of in between the two of you guys, because like I do agree with Cole that like the loss of limbs thing, if they're just getting replacements, it makes it pointless.
Yeah, it's kind of yeah.
But at the same time, like I was kind of saying with the goriness of it, at least they weren't going like censoring it and being like half committed to it.
Yeah,
because I feel like
I kind of think of it like a slasher film, where like you watch it partially like that's kind of the point, is for it to be kind of gory and kind of gross.
Yeah,
and extreme. That's kind of how I think. That's what I thought when I was watching it. Is I felt like, this feels like I'm watching like House of Wax or something like that, where they're just, or Saw, where you just watch someone do gruesome things. That's the whole point. And that's why I was kind of surprised. Like you were, I'm not sure what genre you would, you know what I agree that like it makes no sense a lot of the time, and it's honestly kind of silly how like literally the whole story with like the whole essay thing with like the little girl there or whatever. It's like that did not need to be in the show, even a little bit. There was literally no point to include that in the show, other than they could have made her backstory sad in many ways.
They didn't have to show that route.
Yeah, they didn't have to show
stuff.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's there to be shocking. It's there. That's the point.
Again, like I need more of a point than that. Like Saw is about
That's fair. That's fair.
Saw is about like, can people be redeemed? And then there's the gore on top of it. What is the point of the gore here?
Yeah, and like you said, gory? it's gore for gore's sake. It's an old slasher flick, is what I'd say.
I think there is like kind of a point, but like if I were to attribute it to this, I think like there's another issue that would need to be tackled, and it's like the fact that kind of like how Tokyo Ghoul kind of tackles with like different, like, I don't want to say racism, but like with like kind of like the different kinds of people and
prejudice.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And like just amplifying it to the nth degree. and saying like, can you coexist with another person that's capable of doing this thing? Now, am I saying that, Elfen Lied is a top tier story for being able to ask this kind of question? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But
and we've agreed that Elfen Lied's story is kind of definitely, it's a weak point.
Yeah.
Really.
But like if that were the point, then like I can understand what you're trying to do. You didn't execute it well, but hey.
Yeah.
So what is the point of all of the boobies? What's the point of
just again, like I said, it's like a horror flick where they show you the corpse just to make you go, ah, God. Basically, that's the point, is to be shocking. Speaking of shocking, a lot of the episodes ended on pretty cliffhangery stuff. And Jay, do you feel like the cliffhangers helped you with watching this one?
I hated the cliffhangers because a lot of the time there would be a cliffhanger and then the cliffhanger would be resolved in the first 2 minutes of the next episode and then they would move on to nothing.
Kind of felt like a cliffhanger for cliffhanger's sake a lot of the time. Yeah. But you know what? I'll be honest with you. I'm such a sucker for a cliffhanger ending on an episode. It works on me. I know the trick. I know what they're doing, and it works. It gets me.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I know, Jay. I know that they're gonna resolve it, but it still gets me.
Yeah, it's like when you watch Seinfeld or something, and then it's all going to go wrong by the end of the episode, and they're going to be in some kind of crazy situation, and then the next episode is going to start, and they'll have learned nothing. Nothing will have changed.
That's me.
It gets me. It still gets me. Yeah.
But
I get that though, Jay. I do think it is frustrating to see like this cliffhanger, and then you almost feel like tricked because you're like, I know this isn't going to matter. I know this isn't going to matter. But it's just a clever way to end the episode. To click next. And this is before streaming too.
It wasn't even the next episode for one. Like there was one time where a cliffhanger happened and I was like, oh, great. This is finally happening. And then it showed me the preview for the next episode. And I was like, oh, I see.
Oh, you watched the previews. I didn't watch the preview. Yeah,
you got to skip previews.
Yeah,
I learned that lesson with One Piece.
Well, I was going to watch the episode anyway.
I will give the writing kudos for doing engaging cliffhangers because they got me in my monkey brain, my lizard brain to watch.
It kind of blends into Jay's next question here, which is like, how does it work as a background watch? And I think the way this whole thing is set up is honestly, it's really set up neatly to be a very good binge. It's going to be a weird thing to say about this show, but it is a very easy show to watch in my opinion. Like you can just bang this thing off. So like it just flows, honestly. Yeah. Even though it has so many like plot contrivances, it has so many like weird hijinks with it. I think it really is an easy show to watch. And I think that's part of why it's so infamously successful.
I mean, yeah, like I've been bashing the show and it sounds like I really hated it. Which I kind of did. But at the same time,
I feel like that's the Elfen Lied experience though.
But at the same time, experience. But at the same time, I couldn't look away. It's like a car crash, Like I had I had a good time watching it. I had fun.
Cole,
right. That's the Elfen Lied experience.
This is your rent-a-girlfriend.
This is my rent-a-girlfriend. Here it is.
There's my payoff, ladies and gentlemen. There it is.
He's done. He's done his everything he's ever wanted. He's got Cole.
It's. Well, I mean, obviously, I'll talk about this in my final thoughts, but would it be a good background watch? Is the question? Yeah, I think it would be. I think it would be a better background watch than having to actually sit through and actually have to think about what these characters are trying to do and what they mean and what's happening.
I kind of agree with that last part you said there, honestly. I agree with what you just said, honestly. I think this one's almost best consumed as like just kind of like watch it. And maybe this one you can look away at your phone when you need to. Like you don't need to pay 100% attention. Because honestly, like you're not watching this for the plot. You're really watching this for the crazy stuff you're about to see.
Yeah,
that's the way I look at it.
I don't recommend watching this to review it. I would say that's kind of my.
I don't know. I think this has been a fun review, to be honest with you.
It was an interesting one, but it could be a bit sloggy. It's lucky it was able to do cliffhanger endings because that's what actually kept me clicking next.
Invested.
and then getting the rug pulled out from me every goddamn time, every time.
You know what, Cole? I'm glad you didn't get desensitized to it, because I did.
Well, that's
Jay. You
that's
never
the
answered your own
risk.
question too, as well.
That's the risk. you take.
So while I was watching the show initially, like for the first like maybe 5 or 6 episodes, I was like, yeah, this would probably be a better background watch. But as I kept watching, like it kept introducing like foreign concepts, and I was like, yeah, well, the parts that I enjoyed that are being introduced here, and I don't.
Yeah, that summed up my thoughts too.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, yesn't.
Yes, and again,
that's
the Elfen Lied experience. You love it, you hate it all, and it's all it's blended. You don't know how you feel about it.
It is controversial in my own brain. I am fighting with. I am having cognitive dissonance right now, and it's uncomfortable.
I know, it's a weird one. And with that, there's only one thing left to do, and Cole basically started doing it already. So, gentlemen, tell me thynst final thoughts and ratings for this show.
Okay.
This Elfen Lied.
Well, I'm going to take it, and I'm going to go. This, like I said, this anime is cognitive dissonance. This is, I believe at the end of the show, somebody has asked a question about forgiveness. And he says, I don't know why. Which basically sums up how I feel about it. I don't know why I enjoyed watching this. Nothing about it is particularly good or well done. I mean, it looks good. It looks nice. That's the one thing is I would say the production value for a studio that only animated hentai before this, it's surprisingly good. Oh really? This studio only did hentai before this? I had no idea. I wouldn't have guessed that in a million years. No, it's
just weird. He didn't do the thing where he leads with his score either.
Well, because
Cole's really dissonant on this one.
It's tough. I'll tell you my score. Would I have? Why? No, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed watching this. So on the other side, certified. Clearly, this is not a certified anime. So we're working our way into the middle. You know.
Yeah.
Did it tickle my jimmies? Yeah, it kind of tickled my jimmies, but not like in a good way. You know, it was a bad tickling of my jimmies. So that doesn't.
He's so conflicted. He's so conflicted, Jay.
I wouldn't have dropped it. I'll tell you that right now. I watched this all the way through. So by process of elimination, I have to land on consider it, but like, don't, because
consider not watching it.
I kind of hate it.
Where are you coming down?
I kind of hated it, but I kind of love it. It's truly the most baffling show we have reviewed. And
I like that. I like that a lot.
It's tough. I totally understand why it is a controversial anime. I don't think it's as bad as some people say it is, and I don't think it's as great as some people say it is. I think it is an interesting watch. I would say, you know what? I'm going to answer my question from earlier. I would say if you're okay with obviously very heavy subject matter and all of that, if you can get past the trigger warnings and stuff, I would say watch it. I would consider it. I would say watch it. I think I'm losing my mind.
Cole's literally getting cognitive dissonance as he's like saying both ends of his argument in the same argument now. He's lost his mind. Let Jay go. Jay go.
No. This is my time. let me go through
Cole,
my...
I think you're going to be talking for like the rest of the evening.
Do you understand what I'm saying though? Like,
no, you're a madman. You're a lunatic.
I feel like this is such a unique...
I get where you're getting at. Like,
this is such a unique experience.
Because you're like, yeah, you're having the same experience I have with Rent a Girlfriend, but the difference between me and you is at least Elfen Lied is done.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, I don't have to worry about it anymore. I'm
realizing why you thought. I realized Jay brought this to my head. There is a one episode like OVA for this show that actually kind of addresses some of the backstory stuff, which I think that's why I have a bit of dissonance on some of that too.
Great. There's additional material
so actually there is
that
more.
I need to watch.
There is more. Yeah.
Even though they had 13 episodes where half of it was just literally spinning wheels. Literally, they did nothing. They
Again,
add that.
Rent-A-Girlfriend. Rent-A-Girlfriend.
Yeah.
He's got it.
So remember when I said at the
You're
top
done.
of the episode during the during the comparisons that I had another one that it was Rent-A-Girlfriend.
Yeah. Fair.
Can I go?
You're going. You're going. I've silenced Cole. He's
You
muted.
gotta get me out
Wonderful.
of here. I'm just
Okay. Elfen Lied is basically just a horror Rent-A-Girlfriend in the sense that nothing happens in this entire show except for small little things at the very end of each episode that make you go, is something finally gonna happen? No, it doesn't. But for some reason, people are still hooked on it. I don't understand. I want to get out of here. Stop it. The visuals look fine, I guess. By the very last scene of the episode, I started to see some kind of semblance of a theme in the sense of family with the father and the child, and the fact that that Kota was bringing everyone in as a replacement for his family, and I thought that was interesting, but then they do nothing to explore it. This show sucks. Don't watch it. I would have dropped it if it weren't for this review, and I am done here.
Dang. Very well said. Very well said, Jay.
done. I'm glad.
Thank you.
Jay,
See,
I'm
Cole,
glad,
I'm glad I told you to
that
stop
had some
rambling.
I'm glad that you had some finality here, Jay, because I'm going crazy.
He's losing it. And with that, it falls to me, the one who suggested the review, to take us to the end. And I get to say the patented line that the person who picked the review and gets to go last says, and you guys really said it all. You really said it all. I would say Elfen Lied, how I would put it to people is that it's really like a litmus test. It's a test of like, what is a good show in my mind? And I think it depends on what you look for in a show, honestly, is the answer to that. And I think a lot of people lean on like, okay, it must be good from a cinema perspective. It must be good from a plot perspective. It must be good from a visual perspective. And I think Elfen Lied just does its own damn thing. And I think for that reason, it has such widely different reactions to it that like Cole can't even make up his mind as he's trying to make up his mind. Jay clearly hated it, right? Like he had he had this very vivid, visceral reaction to it. And then me, I'm more on the opposite end of Jay. I actually enjoyed this show. I actually would even say I really enjoyed this show. But it's a litmus test. It tells you it doesn't really pass the traditional tests of what is good. And that for that reason, I think it really tickled my jimmies. I think it's a lot of the rule of cool. I think it's really messy and mixed up and just missing potential all over it. But you know what? A lot of good things are. And I think they sometimes they get a pass because they're this beloved property. And I think this show probably also had that happen. And I think because it is such a cool and edgy and crazy extreme show, I think that kind of makes up for it a little bit. And if nothing else, it's really thought provoking. And and for me, I'm a sucker for anything that really makes me feel unsure and like I'm really mixed up by watching it. And I start thinking about like the human condition and stuff like that. And I really did get that watching this, which I feel like not everyone would, honestly. I feel like that's not, like I said, the whole litmus test. You see this, maybe a Rorschach test would be the better actual the term for this, is that it really morphs into what you want it to be. Mm-hmm. And for me, I enjoyed it and it tickled my jimmies. So with that, we're done here. We've completed the review.
Elfen Lied.
All my homies hate Elfen Lied.
I don't know. I have a headache.
I feel like we've got the whole spectrum here. This is the Elfen Lied experience. One guy hated it, one guy loved it, and the other guy has no idea what he thought about it.
This is truly the most dissonance that we've had on this podcast as well. We are creating horrible music, just chords that sound terrible to the ear.
But sometimes a cool dissonant chord, it's
sometimes
good.
It works.
Good.
Sometimes it works. We have reviews coming up. Our next review is going to be a manga review, and that is all of Black Torch, all 19 chapters. So do that. That's your homework for, is it next week or the week after?
Next week is, I think, the middies.
Okay, so
I believe
after then. Speaking of middies as well, the Weebies can be voted on at this point. You have one more week to vote. The voting closes
the
on the
24th.
24th.
Yes.
Yes.
The day before to give me time to actually tabulate the results.
Yep.
Yeah.
So make sure you've voted, you've cast your vote. Link is in the description, of course, or you can come to our Discord. The link will be there as well. Our next anime review is Now and Then, Here and There, which if this hasn't caused me to require some form of psychiatric help, I've heard that will. So oh, good. And then Neon Genesis Evangelion after that. You guys have...
Yeah, you're really putting people through the gauntlet here. What's wrong with us?
So look forward to those reviews? Question mark? I don't know. What
It's only uphill from here, baby. It can only be uphill
I'm
from
excited
here.
for it. Honestly, I'm here for it. I want to be hurt mentally.
Elfen Lied. Sorry, I had to get one more out.
That's okay, Jay. That's okay. I'll allow it. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of AniPro. If you like to leave a like, leave a subscribe, leave a review, tell a friend about it. Let us know what you thought of Elfen Lied. Where are you on this crazy spectrum of Elfen Lied enjoyers? Question mark. If you really like us, why don't you consider supporting us on Patreon like these lovely people: Mr. Family Guy 36, Elijah Wood, Braindead B-Dog, Peach, Frama, Kratos, Just Juz, Mogmog, Uncle of Light, Saffron, Genus 26, and Taco. By supporting us on Patreon, you get access to all sorts of perks, and it really helps out the show. We're also on social media at AniProPod and please join our Discord community to keep up with us and other listeners. Links to everything is in the description or at our website, AniProPod.com. Jay, you're fired up. Why don't you lead us in a round of bye-byes?
All right. We're finally done with this. Thank God. Tune in next week for something actually good. All right. And
the weebies.
Bye-bye.
Or the middies. Something actually good.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.